Hello, my name is Starlight. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'm reaching out to all of you beautiful souls out there. I hope you're able to get out in nature like Starlight is. I can't believe it. It is like about 2 o'clock, and from the time I woke up till now, Starlight has just been driving around all over, and finally, I believe I found a hiking spot where I can actually go to meditate. It's amazing how sometimes we get days like that where, you know, it don't seem like anything's going right, no matter how you try. But I believe I finally found a spot where I can meditate today. And, I went to other places and it was one thing after another, whether, there was one place where the people were loud, and another place with a lot of energy, with a lot of people, and another place I went to, mosquitoes. I didn't even get to go for a hike yet. But I am determined and I am going to make this happen one way or another. And sometimes we need to have that kind of attitude, is like to not give up. You're going to have days like that, is when, you scratch your head and like, this is so strange. Why is this going on? Why can't I find like a hiking place when I just want to get out in nature and meditate and, spend some time with Mother Earth, Mother Gaia, and the universe, just to get that alone time? But I believe I finally found a place, and even though it's almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but anyway, besides Starlight just going around in circles today, is I really want to reach out to you. I hope that you are getting out in nature and get out and, like find a hiking trail or a park or somewhere. Get out of the city. Believe me, I am not a city girl. I do not like the energy in the cities. So please, like try to find somewhere and take your family with you. Take your kids if you have kids, or your loved ones, a husband or wife. And I do understand we're all different. And I'm doing a study right now, and I'm not going to tell you what the study is, but I will make a video on that coming up soon, because, we are different, but, at the same time, we are one race. There's not really a race, it's all an illusion. But anyway, I really just inspire you to get out in nature somewhere, go take a hike. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It is beautiful when you do get out and find a place that works out. And like, I can hear the water right where I am right now, so I'm so excited. I always love getting out. I'm an earth sign, and I'm always drawn to the water all the time. So anyway, if you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome. And you could find me on YouTube, and that is at Starlight, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman. Plus, you can also give this video a thumbs up. You could subscribe to my YouTube channel, and don't forget, you can leave a message down below. Beep, beep, beep. I'm going to take this hat off because I only had this on because the mosquitoes in the other area. But besides leaving a message down below, you can also follow me on Instagram, and that is at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman Starlight. So I believe I might have found a way of getting on the other side of this river here, and I'll just show you really quick, because I believe, if I'm right, I believe I was on the other side, because the name is very familiar. You might not be able to really tell that there's water. Hang on. But there's some water right there. Hang on, I gotta get my hat put away so I don't have to carry it the whole time. See if I can do this here. I'm so sorry I gotta do that. But yeah, so I believe Starlight was already on the other side of the stream, and I've been trying to figure out, hey, how do I get on the other side of the stream? Because I could see that there's a trail on the other side of the river. So here we go, to see if this is the trail or not, because I'm going to kind of look on the other side to see if there's a trail over on the opposite side of that stream of water, because there's some beautiful places out here in the state of Florida. And anyway, I just wanted to reach out to all of you and see how you're doing. And today I'm going to talk about a topic I have not talked about before, and I thought about doing it many times before, and I haven't done it. But my question is to you is, and I'm going to have many different answers, is what kind of music do you like to listen to? And some of you might say, oh, I love country music. And some of you might say pop music or, different kinds of music, maybe piano music, or there's so many different kinds of music, like where they have instruments, just the instruments or singing, so you all probably have maybe some could be the same kind of music that you might like, or, maybe a mixture of different kinds. Is there, a certain kind of music that really gets you feeling good and, where you just feel good about yourself? Or, Ian, why do you pick the music that you pick? Now, Starlight likes a lot of different types of music. And, like when I was growing up, I grew up with the old, I say old, old country music. And I'm just going to name some of the artists that I grew up with, which was a lot. I'm not going to remember all of them. Like Loretta Lynn, that's where my middle name comes from, is Loretta Lynn. She's a country singer. And Johnny Cash is another one that I can think of. Dolly Parton, I believe she was kind of country and a little mix of other music. Well, and then I grew up with Elvis Presley, which he was not, he was the, I think the king, I'm not sure if you call it king of rock and roll or what he was, but he was the king. And, but I grew up with that kind of music being a kid. I'm trying to think of all the other countries. Man, it's been so long, but there's a lot of old country stars that I grew up with. And, when I was a kid, we were forced to listen to that music. We couldn't touch the children had no rights to touching the music when we were little until my parents got divorced. And so all the way up until 12 years old, I pretty much just listened to country music unless I went to this family's house, which we called them uncle and aunt, but they were no relative of ours. And they listened to a mixture of different music. So, but most of my childhood, really, it was country music, slow dancing music. And what I found as a kid, it was very depressing music. There's a lot of heartbreak music, people, like getting drunk and getting cheated on and splitting apart, and a lot of sad stories in some of that music. So some of you might be into the newer country music, and Starlight really, and it doesn't matter, what kind of music you like, but Starlight is not at all a fan of country music. If anything, I would probably prefer the newer stuff over the older stuff. But there's different frequencies, and I didn't know that until years ago, is, music is very powerful. It says in the Bible, and I believe in the Bible it says how the devil or Satan, I always get those two mixed up, the difference between the devil and Satan, but I believe it was the devil that, he was very musical. So that's where a lot of music comes from, is from these Hollywood stars. And they're not here to help us out. They're actually, like some people might really like their music, but they're really to help us to dumb us down and to keep us at a low frequency. And I remember even when I went to church, and I did love gospel music, Christian music. I used to sing in the choir and loved it when I was going there. So Starlight does have a voice, and that's a different kind of frequency. I'm not sure what that frequency is. And so some of you might like even like instrumental, and there's different frequencies depending on the instruments that they play. and how it all gets put together. And then there's Starlight loves nature kind of music. I can listen to nature music, like the sound of water going down a stream. Starlight loves that stuff. Or even it would have to be the right time of day for me, or the time is, I love hearing rain. I love hearing the rain fall. So some of you might be into that kind of stuff. I love music for meditations, which those are different hertz music. So there's times that I will do meditations, and they will let you know when they're doing that meditation that they have a certain frequency to help you out. And I'm just making this video because I'm really curious, is you might be going through some hard times and not understand what's going on. And I knew this when I went to church, but they did everything kind of wrong, is they were really taking my free will away. It's okay to, teach, or, as in church, they would preach and tell you that, this music, is not good for you. But it's really, 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 really up to you whether you listen to it or not. Nobody should force you to listen to a certain type of music. God gave us a free will, to decide, hey, if I want to listen to that music, I will listen to that music. But if I don't want to listen to it, I have a free will where I don't have to listen to that music. And that is one of the biggest reasons why Starlight does not go to church. And I believe I am on the other side of that hiking trail. I'm sorry, I had to say that real quick. But and I didn't know this, but a deep diver out there told me years ago that there was the 432 hertz music, and that is music that is great for healing and meditation music. So if you feel like you really need some help, that music is really good to help you out. And I didn't know this, but there are certain singers out there, and I believe Michael Jackson, Prince, and I'm not sure of there's other ones out there, because I do this on my YouTube, is I'll type up because Starlight loves the 80s. That's her favorite music, is the 80s. Plus classic rock is something I like, but I have to kind of weed out the music. And Starlight never did this, so I got in trouble a lot throughout my whole life. I have a hard time listening to the lyrics. Sometimes I can't quite hear what they're saying or what they mean, because some people they go deep with the words and the lyrics, and they can read into the words, or the meaning of the song. And a lot of the artists, they will actually let you know what the song means, so then people will understand why they created that song. So if you don't know what a song means, it's really good to find out. You can probably research those songs and find out what, if you're kind of confused. And Starlight used to listen to this music, and I have to say, it really has got me to think evil, think bad. And that is pop music. And not all pop, I can't say all pop music is bad, but that was used to be one of my favorite music. But, it really did. It caused Starlight to get a little wild and a little funky. I'm going to just look over here. Yeah, I believe I was on the other side. So you really do have to be careful the kind of music, and what are the words? What is the artist? I gotta be careful because this stuff looks slippery. Leaves are slippery. I know this is, especially depending on your sneakers and stuff. And so Starlight just wants to. I've had a really hard morning today. So because of my hard morning today is I just want to take it easy the rest of the day. But this is what happens when you don't get a good night's sleep. It can ruin your next day. But anyway, I just want to come over here and just check it out. But yeah, so what pop music and even country music can do this to you is because of the frequency that they have. And I wish I knew. I might have to do this like later on, find out what kind of frequency, because it's a certain frequency, and it's how the devil really works on this. And I think the devil, I get the devil and Satan mixed up, but one or the other. They were one of the most beautifulest angels that God created. But just like a lot of people out in the world, you know, they try to think that they can do better than God, and that's what happened to the devil, is that he thought he could do better, handle things better than God. So, you know, that is what happened to him. But he was very musical, and that's what is going on today with not just the teenagers, but with the adults. You know, there's a lot of people that like to go out to the bar scenes, and a lot of that bar music out there is gonna pull you down in a hole, and that is a fact. I mean, Starlight gets a little goofy, you know, like when she listens to that pop music that's not so good, and you know, they got the language is not, the stuff that they're saying is not good, you know, and if you watch the videos, how the women or men are dancing to it, you know, all that stuff has a huge impact on you, whether you're aware of it or not. And I learned this a long time ago when I went to church. But, you know, a church, you know, they can preach it, but they can't force you to do anything. At least they're not supposed to. So I am here just teaching, not to tell you what, I'm just telling you what music can do to you. But like, there's a lot of music, and it is hard. Sometimes I go flipping through the radio station, and, you know, there's something that happened to me, when I was 16 years old, and, you know, on the radio, that song will pop up. And it will bring me back to that time of this horrible thing that happened when I was just after I left my parents' house. And that song was a very naughty song. And so, you know, sometimes it's what happens with music. It can actually bring you back in the past somewhere, maybe, you know, like love songs, you know, or certain songs you might have dedicated to somebody else, or, you know, so you do have to really be careful with the kind of music that you listen to, and how does it make you feel? Like, do you notice, like, hey, you know, when I listen to this music, you know, I actually feel like, because this is what Starlight was going through a lot, is, wow, you know, I feel so good listening to this pop music. Now, you know, I feel like going out to the bar, and I feel like I need to go drink some alcohol. And now, you know, because the words and the beat of the music, you know, now it makes me feel like I ought to go to the bar, and maybe I can find a, you know, girls don't have to buy alcohol in bars, you know, girls can get alcohol for free. You know, there's going to be some guy that is going to be checking your ass out, and he's going to want to buy you a drink, more than likely. And it doesn't even matter what you look like. I don't believe, you know, there are those out there at the bar because they are out there to pick up women, and then there's girls out there looking to get picked up by men. But there is music out there that can influence you in such a bad way that you're really not who you really are as a human being, as a spirit being having a human experience. You know, it does have a really bad effect on you. Music can also get you back into smoking cigarettes. It can get you back into addictions that you didn't do any, you know, even, what else? Even marijuana and drugs, you know, they all kind of go hand in hand. And I've made videos about that with marijuana, how, you know, it does. Like, if I started smoking marijuana, it might make me want to have some, mainly would be wine or beer, depending on the time of year. You know, so Starlight in the summertime could drink either both, but I haven't even had a sip of wine like in a couple of years right now. And so you do have to be careful of the kind of music you listen to. And I'm talking to you adults, and now because I am talking to you adults, is that, like I said, that there is music of the 432 hertz music, which Bob Marley, which I listen to him a lot because there was a beautiful man out there that actually told me about him, and I didn't even know anything about Bob Marley. It's kind of weird because I had a grinder, which is to break up marijuana. I had that for years. Didn't know who Bob Marley was, you know. But, you know, I play that kind of music out in public places, and I get a lot of positive responses out in the community with people because I'll dance to that music out in public, and it makes people feel good. I just did this yesterday morning, and I got a little boy, like about 3 years old, and he wanted to stay around Starlight with his mommy and dance to Bob Marley, and she was such a sweet lady, is that she kind of just stayed on the side and watched Starlight dance and listen to Bob Marley music, you know, because it's great music and it's a great frequency. So that kind of music there is going to help you. And the words are so powerful, you know. What was it? The one song that I love is "Don't Worry." Everything will be, I'm like, I don't know. I've been singing this out in the public, you know, don't worry, everything will be all right, or something like that. I can't remember the words, but, you know, it's very positive music and words where later on, bam, what happens? I'm thinking about that tune later on in the day, even though it's hours later, and it's great. I'm not like, you know, thinking of a bad song with bad lyrics, you know, where I've done that before many times, where I was singing to the wrong frequency music and the lyrics was not good. They were not talking about good stuff, singing about good stuff. And later on, even at nighttime in the middle of the night, I'm like, I got to get this song out of my head, you know, because it wasn't helping me. It wasn't actually helping me to change as far as being a good person. It was actually could cause me to want to have some beer or wine or go out to the dance floor, and really that scene is really not good for you. But you know, you can do whatever you want to do. It just because you're gonna rub elbows with other people and other energies out there out on the dance floor, and you know, it can have I'm gonna say this word, but kind of, you know, it kind of gets you having that lusty feeling, and Starlight does not like that at all. Lust is not a great thing to have in your life when it's not about love. It's just what I would say is a quick fix of, you know, like a lusty thing of fleshly desires that have no meaning, you know. So Starlight is not that chick out here at all that wants to have any of that going on in her life. But a lot of that music will cause people to want to sleep with people without not even getting to know them, you know. And when I say sleep, you know, I'm saying more than sleep, you know. And so I was on the other side of this, I believe. But this is actually it looks different. The water's different. I can't figure it out because this is the water was really blue, and this is not blue over here, but I'm at a different angle and the sun's not out. But God really does love us, and there's another frequency. Hopefully I get this right. I looked it up before I made this video. Then they have the 528 frequency, and that's the love frequency. And if I got that number wrong, you can always look up what is the love frequency. And so if you want more love vibration in your life, is to, you know, like check out like the 528 frequency, you know, and see what kind of music is available for you, because it is so beautiful to have that kind of music. And I have to really give a huge thank you to a deep diver out there, because he really got me to find Bob Marley, and I fell in love with his music. Oh, don't worry, everything will be all right. I can't think of how that song goes. Everything will be okay, or something like that. It's a beautiful song because it's positive. And then, of course, there is Infinite Waters 432 hertz music, which is beautiful. He's got a lot of beautiful music on YouTube. So, and he's got a lot of different hertz out there, and you can always check him out. And that is Infinite Waters. Ralph Smart that is some beautiful music. I've listened to it over and over again, different frequencies that he has made himself. So that is the kind of music that's going to really make you feel good and help you to, be that change that you want to see in the world. Because if you listen to the other kind of music, it can really do some damage. And depending on the weather, a lot of times in the wintertime, if you have the cold and snow like where I came from, like New York, like the northern part of the United States or wherever else in the world, is like in the wintertime, people they're really not out there doing a whole lot in the winter months, but when spring comes, we all can say that's when people really get kind of wild, that weather, that temperature. That looks like the trail ended here. But that's why it's so important to know what kind of music you're listening to. And it doesn't just affect you, it affects the kids. Have you ever gone out in public and seen little girls dancing to music that adult women dance to at bars, and seeing them wiggle, wiggle, wiggle? And I'm like, oh my, this is just, they're really influenced in such a bad way when they're listening to that kind of music that maybe their mommies or daddies listen to, And then there's, of course, other kind of music like heavy metal, rock and roll, all the different kinds of music out there. So really got to be cautious the kind of music that you listen to, and let your children listen to, and listen to the lyrics. That's where Starlight, has been changing her channel on her radio. I'm like, they're talking about a bar. I'll change a channel, But classic rock is, besides pop music, was, I have to say, in 80s music. I love Michael Jackson, Queen, and Prince. So I'm not sure all the frequencies on all those songs, but I know that I've heard that Prince and Michael Jackson, I'm not sure if Queen has any of those hertz music, but those are some of Starlight's kind of favorite music. So, but I don't, now I've been changing everything around as far as what kind of music I'm going to listen to. I'm going to turn around because I want to stay near the water. So if you've never knew that about music, about the different hertz music, like the 432 hertz or the 528 love frequency, the hertz music, is you might want to check that out. And there's other music like the reggae music or Starlight. I don't know what kind of frequency it is, but Starlight loves other kind of music, but I don't know how good or bad it is. So I like belly dancing music. So I get hypnotized just watching them dance. But, you do have to protect yourself. And like I said, is protect your children, listen to the lyrics. And because those kids are influenced really easily with the music that they listen to. And what you play when they're growing up, they might end up listening to the same music when they get older. And of course, Starlight changed her music with what my parents used to listen to, because it was depressing, it was sad. It was, a lot of horrible stories about people getting divorced, and, it didn't make me, and then, because I listened to all that music as a kid growing up, if you came from a very bad family, then, it's going to bring back all these memories, of as your childhood. So you might want to change up some of the music if you came from a bad childhood or upbringing, because it will give you backflashes. And you do have to, Starlight, when that one song goes on my radio, I'm like, because I'm like, oh no, I can't believe that happened to me, so I hurry up and change that station. It's a song that I used to really love, but now I can't stand, because it, we all have some kind of song out there, that we might have dedicated or knew somebody that loved that certain song. So you really want to be cautious of how that affects you, because it can really stir up some horrible memories, or sometimes it can bring up good memories. So, anyway, beep. I really love all of you, and I can't really tell you what to do because that's not what I am here for. But I really want you to have a great life and to be happy and stuff. And we don't have to listen to that music where, girls and guys are, you know, um, dancing in such a way that, it does get you to think different when you're listening to that music, because I know Starlight had that problem, and it's very powerful. That music and sounds are very powerful, and that's why I do meditation with certain frequencies, and it is very powerful. Sound can be very healing, but it can actually be very damaging too. So please really, check those frequencies out, like the 432 hertz or the 528 hertz, the love frequency, and maybe you'll find something that you really enjoy to, like when you're driving in your car, or, when your kids are home. It will help them to have a different, and you'd be surprised how your children might behave, because you're listening to a different type of music, a different frequency. So anyway, I do love all of you. I don't believe this is the other side of the river because it's not blue water. I thought it was because it looks so familiar, but it's not, I don't believe. So anyway, I do love all of you, and I hope you get a lot of help from this video. And I finally made it to a hiking place. Now I just got to find a place to meditate now. So anyway, you can give this video a thumbs up. You could subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plus, you can also leave a message down below. Beep, beep, beep. Don't forget the notification bell. Beep, beep, beep. Push that button so you don't miss any videos. And don't forget, you can leave a message down below. Beep, beep, beep. I think I did that twice, but you can leave 2 messages down below. And also you could follow me on Instagram, and that is at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K, Dingman Starlight. So anyway, I do love you. And sometimes we have to make things happen. And that's what Starlight did today. Is, it's almost like I was being tested today. Is, am I going to give up on this hiking trail? I've wasted a lot of my gas money that I really could use, and a lot of my hours in the day. But I didn't stop. I kept on going, and I finally found a place, and I'm looking at a spot right here is where Starlight is gonna do her whoopsie duration right here on the sand. I have a red blanket here. So that is where Starlight will do her meditation, right by the water. That's my favorite area, is right by the water to do a meditation. So anyway, get out in nature, find somewhere where you can have a picnic, make a spot, find a place out in the woods near some water somewhere, at a park, on a hiking trail. Please, get out, bring your kids, your kids will enjoy it. They need to get out of the house. And anyway, this is Starlight. I love you all. Starlight, love, light, and peace.